Welcome back to the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet Countdown. So today on the countdown, guys, I want to talk about Greavard. So Greavard was announced last week originally, and I wanted to actually kind of wait because it's Halloween today. And so I wanted to wait until today to specifically talk about our little ghost dog that we got announced. There's not many other ghosty type Pokemon that I could have mentioned. I could have actually talked about Cerulege this time, but I mean, I've already done that. So we're going to talk about Greavard. So Greavard is a little dog Pokemon that likes to hide under the ground and show a little candle at the top. Interesting enough, the way it is. So I like how it hides. It reminds me of Galarian Stunfisk, where it like hid in the ground and it looked like a Pokeball, obviously. So you wanted to go up and touch it, and of course you're going to encounter that. So I'm assuming it's also going to be very similar to that, where if you run into the candle, it's just going to pop up and encounter it. If not, other than it just being playful, I guess it could pop up beforehand before you get to it. I'm not entirely sure. But I like the concept. I do like the concept of it. It's very interesting. It reminds me of the Polterpup from what we just mentioned, which, of course, if you know, that's my third favorite game of all time. So I'm very, very excited, actually, about this Pokemon. It's not something I would use personally at first. I think this would be like a third playthrough kind of thing. As far as like evolutions go, I don't really see it having three. I could probably just seeing it have one more and just kind of being akin to like, you know, Glameow Purugly or Liepard, Purloin kind of thing. Other than that, I don't think it's like a Lillipup line or anything. But it'd be interesting to see. Or, you know, if you go back to like Gen 8 where it's Yamper and Boltund. So very similar to that. But let's talk about Greavard. So Greavard is the ghost dog Pokemon. Its typing is, of course, pure ghost, which I actually did a little bit of research on before, and there really aren't that many pure ghost Pokemon. There are very, very small amounts of it, so it's interesting that we're getting another one to kind of join the fray. We got a few more last time with Galarian Corsola and Cursula, so I'm excited to see what this one would bring into that pure ghost type Pokemon, because I don't think it would gain a typing after evolution, in my opinion. I think it's just going to stay pure ghost, which I like. I definitely like. So, its height is 2 feet. It weighs 77.2 pounds. And of course, its ability is just pickup. So we're going to be able to pick up items, probably from like quote unquote underground, of course. Which, you know, interesting enough. I think that it probably will have like a hidden ability that's more like special, but then again, they would have shown us it if they had a special evolution or a special ability. Who knows? Maybe they want to hide it. So let's talk about the information that we have on Greavard. It lurks underground and jumps out while making an eerie cry. Normally, Greavard barely moves, resting peacefully underground. It pokes the topmost part of its head above ground and lights an eerie glow at its tip, then waits for someone to approach. When a person draws near, Greavard jumps out of the ground while letting out a spooky cry that would startle most unsuspecting people. However, it doesn't appear to do this with ill intent. So it's just a playful little dog, basically. It's not meant to hurt you or anything or scare you. It's just a play dog. You know, like I would assume for most dogs, I'm not a dog person by any means, but for most dogs, I mean, like they do like to kind of pop out of nowhere and be playful, kind of a thing, because they're very loving creatures. So it makes sense for Greavard to be that way as well. And again, I like the option, or I like how it is underground and then it pops up. Especially with the candle part, like it kind of is cute. I don't really like dogs, but it kind of is cute when it does that. It's friendly and easily gets lonely, but make sure not to play with it too much. Greavard has such a friendly and affectionate personality that playing with it even the slightest bit of attention will make it so overjoyed that it will follow you wherever you go. Of all the Pokemon residing in the Paldea region, it is known to be especially easy to befriend. However, Greavard will slowly and inadvertently absorb the life force of those around it, so it's best not to play with it too much. I wonder if that would be the kind of like hint towards the ability of the second evolution. I wonder if it has some sort of kind of like, I don't know, like a leech life effect or something like that. So maybe like over time it like takes some XP or some PP from, not PP, HP from the opposing Pokemon would be interesting. Or maybe after a certain amount of turns that Greavard is out, then it starts to suck things away from it. Interesting enough. I think it would be, I don't know if that would interplay into it, but I kind of like that ability, to be honest. I kind of do. That would be very interesting. But Greavard in general, like I said, you know, I'm not a big fan of dogs. I will not make that a secret. I am not a big fan of dogs. But I do like Greavard, mostly for its, like, unique abilities and kind of just really that it looks like Polterpup. Because I like Polterpup. Polterpup is always fun to play with. So I'm excited to see what Greavard will evolve into and how that will play into the game, because it might be something that could be like crazy OP, or, you know, it might just be a mediocre Pokemon. So who the heck knows? I just want to say happy Halloween to all those who are celebrating the holiday. It's especially large here in the United States. So I wanted to kind of be a little festive today and just kind of celebrate Halloween. We are 19 days away from the game, or 18 depending on how you see it. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm actually going to end up talking about the game pretty much every day except for the weekends. I try to avoid the weekends because that's my time and I'd like to be able to use it. But I'm going to try to be doing a countdown every day this week and next week until we have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet released on November 18th. So get hyped. We're almost here, guys. I am flabbergasted how fast this has gone.